Hello everyone. Hello. It's Gilmar here. Gilmar speaking. Welcome to my quick lecture on making your app dreams come true. Alright. If you've got an app idea, yeah, and you wanna make that become a reality, it's not easy. And I'm gonna tell you this from a first-hand experience that it's not easy. Okay, there's a lot of planning to be done, a lot of prepping to be done, a lot of thought has to go through the process of making an app. Okay, making your app dream is not easy. That's one thing that you must understand, that you must endure the process and trial and error testing, so much thing that goes behind the procedures of making your dream, yeah, making an app. Right now, a lot of people think that you can just do it overnight. No, it can't be done like that. You know, how much to make an app? It's like a estimate, really. To be honest, you really need to understand your business to know if it's even worth making an app, okay? Let alone how much it's gonna cost to make. Yeah, you need to evaluate your business or evaluate your proof of concept, yeah, or your market, so to speak, because you know apps are very trendy now. Apps, everybody's got one, an app on their phone using, not necessarily that they've made an app, but you know they've got app on their the phone device using. And how much does that app cost to make? They vary. All of them, they vary. Okay, there are tools out there to estimate the cost of an app. Yeah, easily to understand. Checkpoint checklist. This is the type of thing that is going to determine, outside of that, what you want with your app, what you want your app to do to make your app dream come true for you. Yeah, to make your app what it actually does, you gotta have to spend a bit of money. All right, but that's not the real big deal, you know. App developments, there's so many different apps out there, like I'm saying before, and some of them are Android, some of them are iOS, like iPhone, and other different operating systems. All right, so you need to know like what type of operating system you're gonna want your app to be on. Okay, now they say that there is native languages in terms of what the technology or the app is going to basically speak and use in terms of how it's going to be made. Yeah, the code development and so on. This belongs to the operating system. All right. Now you have to understand that you've got native iOS, or iOS is a native app operating system. The Android is also a native operating system. Alright, you've got Windows and all these different ones, but the main two is the Android operating system and the iPhone operating system. Okay, right, the Play Store and App Store. Now you should know that Android is bought by Google, so Google owns Android and the operating system. The Google Play Store is where your app will live and basically to be downloaded from. Okay, a lot of people out there, they think that apps are gonna make them lots of money. They actually can, and they actually do make people a lot of money. Okay, you know there's the Facebook social media revolution. There's the Uber revolution. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different type of what they call gigs. Yeah, the gig economy is what we're basically in, and which is why you get a lot of apps now. The technology has reached us to a peak where by a click of a button, You know, you can order something by a click of a button. You could record something by the click of a button. You could make a video by the click of a button. You can post on social media. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very, very lucrative right now to come up with ideas and want them to be created and in a form of an app. But it's not quite easy to understand what goes behind making apps. Alright, and you can see here, this is all about the functionality and things like that, you know, that goes behind the whole process of what your app's going to do, where it's going to get its signals from, the messages it's going to send to the signal relays and computers and servers and internet, the web, the cloud. All of that stuff there is involved in the functional use and what basically goes behind the scene. Yeah, and it's not easy understanding that, you know. All of that has to basically match up with how your app is going to look, how your app is going to do what it's going to do. Now this is the front end of it all. This is what you get to see as the user of the app. You know, you get to see the screens, the user interface, the buttons, the color scheme, the brand, the logo, all of that stuff right here. You know, how all of this translate into code, you know, is not something simple for one to understand. You know what I mean? You'd have to take a course in app design development, app engineering. You know what I'm saying? And so you would need an app developer, app designer, you know, to do all of this for you, to design the screens for you. Initially, coming up with the idea, coming up with what the idea does is very simple off the top of your head, but translating that into a navigational interface is not so simple, which is where you would communicate to a designer, you know. Now, for me, I've gone through the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I have been to university and college, and I have the skills of a product designer, an industrial product designer. So, hopping on the trend of the app market, you know, apps, like I said, can make it rain. They can produce a lot of money if you know what you're doing, if you know how you're doing it. You know what I mean? And as for me, the only thing I don't quite understand at the moment is a lot of the back end development, which I'm learning, you know. So all the code work for front end, all of the understanding of designing and stuff like that, I am absolutely great with, you know. And so currently understanding the back end and learning that, you know. And like I'm saying, it can make it rain. So believe in your dream, you know. And a lot of people out there, they get the idea, but they don't know how to translate the design. They don't know how to translate it into an interface. They don't know how to how the functionality would, the scope of the functionality, you know. And this is where they get the lack of interest becomes something. The fear of not achieving, you know, and putting your money where your determination would be to make and succeed, you know. And understanding service systems, all of these things here is very difficult. So I'm here to help you conceptualize and initiate, yeah, the definition of the planning and launch and execution of your app idea, yeah, and helping you to manage the performance and control and project close. So get at me if you're interested in talking about app development. Get at me if you're interested in my app. Follow me, Gilmar Blackwood, on Lecture Verb. I'm here to help you make your app dream come true. You know, project planning is one of my best fortes, so I can definitely help you to achieve this. So look out for my next quick lecture. Alright, and get at me if you're looking to make your dream come true.